Hi, I'm Rob Watson, one of the directors at Watson Homes. I sort of work on new projects, pipeline and commercial sides of the business.
Hi, I'm Mike Watson. I'm one of the directors at Watson Homes. So we started working with AG three and a half years ago now. We started off initially just taking the brick. As we've kind of got to know the business and grown into understanding the product range that they offer, we now basically use them as a one-stop shop for all external materials, which is great when we're looking at trying to get full loads of materials. It allows us to mix and match what comes on a full wagon. So we're getting the flags, we're getting the brickwork, and that mix and match allows us to avoid any additional part load costs, which is really handy.
Working with AG, as we're able to work on the carbon footprint of our properties, making our homes more environmentally friendly, which is always a focus, ensuring that where we're doing affordable homes, they're environmentally friendly and affordable for people to run. Choosing the concrete facing bricks has obviously got a lower embodied carbon than some of the alternatives on the market. We've got 8 schemes live at the minute with AG on the majority of those developments, all featuring the AG facing bricks, paving, block paving and retaining structures. So we were looking for a manufacturer who could produce a consistently quality product. The through coloured nature of the facing brick was kind of important to us as we were trying to bring concrete brick more into the affordable housing market, where traditionally there's a resistance to changing away from clay bricks, and then also having the quality of the paving stones, the retaining structures, kind of meant we could do pretty much everything with AG.
Yeah, when we made the switch over to concrete brick, with some of the long-standing brickwork contractors that we work with, they were a bit dubious around kind of the weight of the brick, the settlement, the absorption of water, and how many courses they could actually lay in a day. Working with them now, they'd be very rarely kind of wanting to go back to an alternative from the concrete brick. They found that the product to be great. Everything's to gauge, everything works really well, and yeah, helps deliver a great quality.
So before we made the switch to AG for our facing bricks, we'd often struggle with sort of the quality of the clay bricks, the consistency between batches, and finding that degrade or sort of diminishing over time, which since we switched to AG, we don't have any issues with that consistency and sizing of bricks. Everything's kind of as you'd expect it to be. And where we've had challenging sites with different level issues, working with AG, we've been able to kind of develop retaining wall solutions that have enabled us to kind of increase the output of a development site, overcoming sort of challenging level changes across projects, particularly obviously the AG vertical walls, and creating the terraces in the sites.
Yeah, so obviously with us having the one-stop shop for all the external materials, I think it offers a huge benefit. I think the product range that's offered allows us to kind of mix and match and be more open to, whereas when we're using competitors, you'd be potentially pushed down using kind of a set route of materials, because the option to vary the materials across the site wasn't there. So from our client's perspective, it allows us to create a bit more of a place-making scheme where you can have a greater material palette to kind of create kind of defined areas across the schemes. We
found working with AG to be fantastic. The advice and the support from the sales teams, the people who work in the factories and sort of producing the product, the knowledge has been excellent. We've not had issues between batches or quality problems with any of the products that we've kind of bought over the last few years.
Yes, yeah, definitely recommend AG to anybody who's looking for an alternative to clay brick or even to concrete external materials. The quality of the products is fantastic, the availability is great, and the cost is where it needs to be.